right, so doing an independent samples t-test in JAMOVI is actually pretty simple. If I was over here on my data tab, I'm going to come over here to my analyses tab, and I'm going to click t-tests. And from here, I'm going to select independent samples t-test. Now, what you're going to do is remember your dependent variable is what you're interested in measuring. And your grouping variable is which groups am I going to analyze? Is there a difference in my dependent variable? So let's say in this hypothetical data set, I have a pre-test score and I have a post-test score, and I have my students' ages. And I wanted to compare how they did on some sort of seminar where they learned from a book versus learning from taking an actual in-person class. So here's what I'm going to compare in this pretend data set that I'm working with. So I'm going to click my score post test as my dependent variable because I'm interested in measuring the scores. My grouping variable is going to be over here what I've measured group. Did they use the book, or did they actually take the class? So I'm going to select group and click this arrow right here. Now you can see over here it's already going to start to generate this, but again, I always personally really like to look at the descriptives for each one. So when I click descriptives, what I have when I come down here and look at this, and I can drag this over, is I can see on the post-test score, the control group who learned out of the book had a mean of 51.4. The experimental group who learned through the class had a mean of 45.7. And I can come up here to my actual t-test and I can see that this was not statistically significant. The p was 0.335, which does not fall into our cutoff of p less than 0.05. I have other things over here that I can select. I can maybe say that I had a one-tailed hypothesis and was predicting group 1 would be greater than group 2 or less than group 2, but I just set it at the default that they were not equal to each other. So those are the basics for how to do an independent samples t-test if you're using your JAMOVI software.